Welcome to the Voice of the Prophet with me, Prophetess Lorraine the Archer. And we are continuing the word of encouragement as it relates to avoiding evil agreements. Now, where we left off was at verse 8, which says, and this is 1 Kings 20, right? We're reading from verses 1 through to the end. Verse 8 states, "The elders and the people all answered, 'Don't listen to him or agree to his demands.'" So remember, King Ben-Hadad came against Ahab, who is the king of Israel. And he went into Samaria to besiege the city. While he is there, he brought with him 32 other kings, right? Now those 32 other kings would have brought their 32 different armies to besiege Samaria. While they're there in Samaria, besieging and attacking it, Ben-Hadad is sending a message to Ahab to tell him that, look, your gold and your silver are mine, the best of your wife, best of your children. Just to recap. And here it is that Ahab is saying to him that, "Oh yes, my lord, I and all that I have is yours." Then it went on to Ben-Hadad, send another message to Ahab, even though Ahab agreed to say that, look, all that I have is yours. Me, all that I have, my gold, my silver, the best of my wife and children are all yours. Ben-Hadad was not satisfied. He received the agreement that he wanted, and now he's moving in further to take more. So then his second message that he sent to Ahab was to let him know that, look, your silver, your gold, the best of your wife and children, I'm also coming into your palace. I'm going to search it. I'm going to take away your valuable things and I'm going to carry it away. I'm also going to be searching the houses of your officials. At this point, Ahab had not called the elders of Israel as yet until the second message that came. Then he called the elders in verse 8 and was explaining to the elders that, look, when it was that Ben-Hadad sent first to say to him, this is what I want, he said he refused him not. But here the response of the elders and the people are answering, don't listen to him or agree to his demands. God is answering you today, and he is saying to you, do not agree to the enemy's demands. Do not make any agreement with them. Do not agree with the situation that you are in right now. Do not agree with the enemy that there is lack. Do not agree with the enemy that there is poverty. Do not agree with the enemy of any sickness. Do not agree with the enemies. Verse 9, so he replied to Ben-Hadad's messengers, and this is what he says, tell my lord the king, your servant. If you watch Avoiding Evil Agreements, part 1, we would have broken down or gave the definition of what my lord and king is. Now, your servant. Who is a servant? A servant who is a person who performs duties for others, especially a person employed in a house, on domestic duties, or as a personal attendant. Now here it is, King Ahab forget who he is. He forgot the royalty that he possessed, because now he's telling Ben-Hadad that your servant. So now he's saying that I am your servant, will do all you demanded the first time. But this demand I cannot meet. They left and took the answer back to Ben-Hadad. Now the enemy comes at you, and when they attack you first, you agreed with them. What you think is gonna happen? You think they won't stop at that? The enemy come to steal, kill, and destroy, and they're not going to stop until you are finished, until your finances is wiped out to zero. until cancer eat out your bone. The enemy is not going to stop until he gets the best of you, all that you have. That was what the demand of Ben-Hadad was, the best of your wives and the best of your children. All the valuable things that you have. And even up to the point of him agreeing with that evil and wicked king, calling the elders, and the elders giving him some instruction, he still insisted to say to Ben-Hadad that what you demanded the first time. So the first demand was gold, silver, best of wife, best of children. Is that he was agreeing to it. But the next things that he was asking, he cannot agree to it. Jesus. So now is a back and forth between Ben-Hadad and Ahab, because now Ahab sent that word, Ben-Hadad sent back his word, right? And sending more threats. Now in verse 13 it says, meanwhile Ahab and Ben-Hadad is doing word for word battle. A prophet came to Ahab, king of Israel, and announced. So meanwhile, the enemy and you is going back and forth. The Lord sent me, prophetess Lorraine, to announce. God in all his mercy, even when we are messing up by ourselves, his mercy and love, he will send help. A prophetic word through his messengers to bring us back to our position of authority, reminding us of who we are, daughters and sons of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. This is what the Lord says. Do you see this vast army? So the Lord is asking a question, but he's also giving us an instruction. He says, do you see this vast army? So if you never see it before, the Lord is saying, look at the situation. Do you see these enemies before you moving against your character? Trying to destroy your marriage, your finance, and your life? Do you see them? The Lord says, I will give it into your hand today. God is saying, I will give you victory. And why is it that he is going to do that? And then you will know that I am the Lord. But even with God saying to you, look, he sends his prophet, his messenger, to deliver a prophetic word. He sends a man or a woman of God to come with a word. And he's saying, look at the vast army that is before you. Look at the situation, how it look big. How it look humongous, like a vast army. And he's saying, regardless of how it look, I will give it into your hand. And I'll give it into your hand for one reason only, so that then you will know that I am the Lord. But even though you get that reassurance, you are still asking, but who will do this? You mean who would do this? Didn't God just say that he was going to do it? I will give it into your hands. Why are you still asking, Lord, who will do this? How is this going to happen? Lord, how is this going to manifest? Even though God gave you the assurance that I will give it into your hands today. He didn't say tomorrow. He says today. Oh, Ramashata Ramasata. The prophet replied, this is what the Lord says. The junior officers under the provincial commanders will do it. Because since God gave you that word and says, look, I'm going to deliver you from debt. I'm going to make you debt free. I am going to allow you to buy that house without having to take a mortgage. I am going to pay the full amount of your tuition fee. I am going to give you the amount that you need to start up that business. Give you the full capital. You're still asking, but Lord, who will do this? And because you're still asking, obviously, there is some level of doubt. You're asking God that question. He's saying, all right, well, since you don't want to trust in me 100%, hear what? I'm going to allow the junior provincial. The junior. Isn't God just so wonderful? Huh? The junior, not even the senior soldiers. But he's saying that, look, the junior ones, the ones who don't have that much experience, even though you're doubting me, even though you don't want to have 100% confidence and trust in me, I'm still God. And I'm still your God. I'm still your king. I'm still the one who is in control of you. So guess what? Because of that, the army that I'm going to send out to do this, right? It in itself, after it is done, you will know that surely all praises belong to me because this was my doing. There's no way humanly possibly that they could do it by themselves. Now here is Ahab asking the prophet again. And who will start the battle? Huh? So even though you ask, who will? And the Lord tell you, you're still asking, who will start the battle? Right? Now, hear what God say. You will. You will. You will start the battle. You will start the battle in prayer. You will start the battle in fasting. You will start the battle in decreeing and declaring. You will start the battle. You are the one who is going to take charge. Do what is necessary. If you need to pray every hour and the hour, you need to start the battle. If it is that you need to fast for how many days, you need to start the battle. So Ahab summoned the 232 junior officers under the provincial commanders. Then he assembled the rest of the Israelites, 7,000 in all. They set out at noon, while Ben-Hadad and the 32 kings who were allied with him were in their tents getting drunk. Getting drunk. God is allowing your enemies to weaken themselves, causing them to be imbalanced and their eyes not to see clearly. Because here it is, a battle is going on, but yet still, the enemy is not in their battle stance. Why? Because in their mind, they think that they win the battle already over you. In their minds, they are so confident that they will lose. In their minds, they're thinking and they're so confident that, oh, they're going to fire you. In their minds, they are so confident that, oops, she's going to lose the house. In their minds, they're thinking that, oops, that business is going to fail. In their minds, so they're celebrating even before the battle itself has even begun. They are celebrating within themselves that, yes, oops, another one bite the dust. Ela maka tokobosa, God forbid. But guess what? God in all his sovereignty and the strategic planner of war he is the one who is allowing them to get drunk, because when you get drunk, you become imbalanced, right? And your eyes are not so clear to see. So God himself is even giving you the victory already, allowing the enemy in their own pride and pompousness to lose the battle to you. But what will you do?